crushing my chest. I count my breath, try to slow it down, but panic's louder than my calm. I tell myself just make it to morning, like I've always done, like I always have. I'm doing it all again. Just a flicker in my mind, like a match starting a flame. I'm not doing this, refuse to let it into my brain. Calm at first, but blood pressure starting to rise. It's creeping up on me, till I hear its lies. Noise, there's so much noise in my head. TV screaming, news, politicians lie, people are dead. War is coming, school shootings, sports stars on strike. Social media posts.
Hello, everybody. There we go. And welcome to the Spanish Circuit Navarra, owned by MSV, for this Formula Ford race using the speed circuit. As you can see, the shorter version of the Navarra circuit. Cars are just out there for qualifying at this moment in time. But we certainly do have a stacked field, a 4.3k. It's the soft for this race, with the lowest driver, only one driver, only just below 3k in the race. So, a really strong field. And a full field as well. We have a field of 19 cars taking the start. A lot of the names you will recognise, from Alex Moreno to Ryan Teesing, Mario Raz, Mikey Pollard. Alex Ister is back this week. Frederick Surley, Ossie Turker, Yonu Marku, Jake Williams. But then we have some interlopers, which include Dima Sirkin coming back, Dennis Cav, Guy Robinson, and as well Philip Lindquist, who has been in this soft race before. So we'll just go across to qualifying and see how the cars are getting on. This is Jake Williams, currently out for his qualifying session. Looks like he's on to possibly his second lap. Oh no, there he is, pulling off. So that's the first ones that's got me wrong at the moment. But Jake Williams is on the pole position right now. We're just trying to see if anybody can go any quicker. Dennis Cav just comes across the line and pops it into 8th place. So will he have another lap? Like he's pushing hard on this one. See if he can come home with a better result than 8th at this moment in time. He's going round onto the long, flat out back straight. We'll go on board with him now as we go through the kink in the straight, over the change in tarmac from when the normal circuit joins the speed circuit, down hard into the hairpin here, through right-hander. There's a pit entrance. You sweep left pretty much flat out through this left-hander, and especially in the Formula Fords, and then a hard braking zone to the uphill final corner. He comes around the final corner. Oh, and that we seem to have lost Dennis Cav. No, he's back again. And across the line he comes. Can he improve on his time? I doubt it looking at that. But again, proves me wrong. It's third place, only 45 thousandths off the front of the grid. I'm just having a look now, actually. The whole grid covered by a small amount, but we're looking at top 7 covered by 2/10 of a second. No, top 9 covered by top 7 covered by 2/10 of a second, and then a second covering the top 10. So really, well, top 15. Sorry, a second. It's on the screen. Why am I not getting that right? Currently, Graham, Rory Hunt, and Nido Braun have not popped in a time, so we'll wait and see if they're expecting to pop out in this race, or are they just joined and they've missed the start of the qualifying session. Very quiet now here at Navarra. As you can see, the 7 minutes have gone, so I'm expecting the situation to end as in a qualifying session, because it'd be very difficult for anybody to get out there now and do a lap. Guy Robinson on his return down in 17th. He invalidated his second lap, so he's down in 17th on this grid. Matisse, 2 Argentines in this grid. We've got Gallego, who is 15th, and right behind him, a newcomer, Mark Comini, in 16th place in car 19. That is the one driver who is under 3K here tonight. We also have 4 6K plus drivers, which shows the strength of this field. So we're just waiting for the grid to start forming, and we'll take you through the grid here tonight. Jake Williams takes another pole position this season ahead of the Flying Finn Jarno Markku, who does seem to get the slightly better over Ossi Turku in terms of the qualifying sessions. Dennis Cav is third ahead of Philip Lundqvist, 2 outliers in the championship there. Ossi Turku in 5th from Frederick Surley, the sponsor of the stream, in 6th. His teammate Alex Istad in 7th ahead of Mikey Pollard in 8th. Mario Raz, the South African, is in 9th ahead of Stephen Strudwick. Jin Shen and Ryan Teesing, we'll get your name right one day, is on your 6th row of the grid ahead of Alex Moreno and Dima Sirkin. Gallego and Marconi are there on an all-Argentinian 8th row of the grid ahead of Guy Robinson, and then your 2 non-qualifiers, Graham Hunt and Nido Braun. That is the wrong slate. There we go. So we're just now waiting for everybody to line up on the grid. Graham Rory Hunt has lined up at the back of the grid. So we're just going to wait and see if Nido Braun does as well. We're waiting for Chen as well, the American, down in 11th. So they'll be looking for a better start. Jake Williams just disappearing for a second on the stream, but he's back. Wait, the gridding process is up and running. The lights are ablaze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here at Navarra, and we're away here at the front of the field. It's a good start by the front row men. Looks like Dennis Cav may have got a good start from 3rd place as well. And they all head for the slipstream, heading up into this first flat out section of corners. It's Jake Williams with a clear lead ahead of Jarno Markku and Dennis Cav. Ossi Turku has moved up into 4th place, just slipping up the inside of Lindquist into that 3rd corner. And now this is all about the slipstream, straight down the hill towards the kink. They'll try and wait with the slipstream, because they'll just end up giving another slipstream down to the hairpin corner. Williams defends straight away, as we expect, and Markku is trying to go around the outside. Will he do so on the rubbered line? It's side by side. There's an incident behind. That's 2 of the Filmbil cars have disappeared into the runoff area, but that is Jarno Marku has took the lead on the opening lap. Jake Williams in second. Dennis Cav in third. Ossie Turker holding on in fourth. Philip Lindquist in fifth from Shen, Pollard and Teesing. And it was Alex Istad and Frederick Surley who got spun round there. So we'll see if we can have a look at what happened there. This is on board with Frederick Surley behind his teammate, I think. Oh, and he gets hit from behind. And is that by Alex Ista? Alex Ista slowing down. No, he has to... That's on board with Mikey Pollard. Let's try again. Here we go. On board with Alex Ista. Coming down. He's fighting alongside a driver. He's missed his braking point. And oh no, into his teammate. And the two teammates have collided on the first lap here at Formula Fast. What was that on about that? In the Formula Fords at Navarra. And back at the front, Jake Williams trying to take that lead position back. Dennis Cav looking to the inside as they exit the final corner. Jake Williams will get the better line. So across the line for the second time already, it's Marku who leads from Williams. Dennis Cav is on Williams' inside and probably going to look for the lead down into turn number one. They're three abreast down into turn number one. Williams sweeps around the outside. Cav up the inside. And Cav has a little jiggle there on the brakes and actually forces Williams wide. Now that's going to give Marku a chance to get position back. Cav will have the line. So Dennis Cav will take the lead into this straight. Stephen Strudwick has fallen back down the field as well. So an instant at the back for him. But it is 2 by 2, a group of 2 and a group of 3 at front. Jake Williams and Ossie Turker are going to have to start working together as Marku goes to the outside, inside. Cav to the outside. No change there. Cav will get a good run out the corner, but into the final corner it will give Jarno Marku the inside line, and Williams having a look up the inside of Cav to try and take that position. Wide goes Cav. That's going to allow Turker to have a run, but a better run off the corner for Jake Williams. And it's 3 wide behind the leader going up into turn number 1 again. So Marku leads, Cav on the inside there, Williams second, third for Ossie Turker, fourth for Ossie Turker, fifth for Lindquist, who has a very quiet race so far, but certainly staying in there. And still further back, got Teesing up 6 places so far. There's Ryan Teesing up 6 places and has Shen and Pollard for company. Further back we can see Mario Raz trying to bring the rest of the leading group, as there's a bit of a mistake there by Teesing running into the back of Lindquist. No harm done, but loses a couple of positions to Pollard and to Shen. But to the back of the slipstreaming group goes Teesing. But that instant actually is going to allow people like Mario Raz to close up. Mario Raz with Graham Hunt behind, Gallego Ista on his recovery drive. Nido Braun officially didn't start the race, so 10 seconds covers the top 18 drivers right now. As Mario Raz tries to force that gap, tries to close it in between 9th and 8th place. Ryan Teesing, top group just stretching it out a little bit. Marku to the inside, Cav going to the outside. This is going to be a theme. And will Cav be able to go around the outside? No, he doesn't, but there's a little bit of room left by Marku. That'll give Cav the better run off the corner. Is he going to be able to shut the door on this corner? He has, and Cav takes the lead, but back up the inside goes Marku. Williams to the outside, but Marku will hold the position in second place. Williams in third with a good run out the corner. Will come out from behind the barrier, and actually clever work there by Dennis Cav, who's giving Williams a slipstream, knowing that Williams was the car in third place and he's been battling Marku throughout this race. So he's given the slipstream to maybe his weaker competitor, but up the inside goes Williams up on the curb, almost trying to make a move on Cav. He's still up the inside of Cav on the exit of turn number 3, but he will have to slot back in. But you can see what side of the bread Dennis Cav has buttered there. He helped Williams get up into second place to try and distract Markey, but Williams now going for the lead down into the hairpin at the end of the back straight. Cav on the outside yet again, but yet again Cav holding it round the outside, but not going to be able to shut the door this time on Williams, I don't think. Williams comes round. Is the door being shut? No, it isn't, and Williams slides up the inside, runs wide, takes Cav with him, and up the inside goes Marku and Ossie Turka, the two Finns working together with the Slipstream. So it would just be interested to see how this one works out between all of them. Just heard there's packet loss for Nido Braun, and that's why he wasn't able to join them. The fastest lap of the race goes to Mikey Pollard. Mikey Pollard has popped himself up into 5th place now in the Filmbil car, and is now trying to keep this group together, because there was a gap forming between the top 4, but now they're all back together. It goes all the way back to T-Sing. You can see Mario Raz in the Mario Kart just behind, trying to play catch-up. And if these lot keep fighting, there is a chance, as Williams goes to the outside again, of that's of Marku this time, trying a different kind of situation. Williams has got the run that Cav had, but not as strongly as it goes side by side through the corner. Will Williams take the lead into the corner? No, he won't. He's round the outside, and he slots back into 2nd place, trying to get the run on Marku. But Marku will... Williams has actually got the run, and has he got the run to the line? Yes, he has. That's interesting for Williams, knowing you can have a run to the line. Mark Comini is into the pits with a meatball flag. Not sure what happened there for him, but it's Williams on the inside, and then it's Marku on the outside. Then we got Turka on the inside, and it swaps for Cav to have the inside on the exit of turn number 4. And it's almost like Noah's Ark here. 2 by 2 along the straight. Williams on the outside, Cav on the inside. Sorry, Marku on the inside. Cav going for right round the outside. He's not going to pull that one off from 3rd place. He's going to have to brake exceedingly late. He has done, and he's kept it in track limits. He's got to try and get Williams off the corner, and he has. He has had Williams off the corner. And Dennis Cav goes for the lead round the outside of 2 drivers. He leaves a bit of space there for Williams. It gets him a good run off the corner, actually. Williams balked by, and Marku gets through, but again, Cav butters his bread with Williams and takes his Slipstream across to all 3 at the time to see if Mikey Pollard can join in this action and give him a chance to run away a little bit. But as they come into turn number 3 again, yes, it's exactly the same. Cav leads, Williams 2nd, Markey 3rd, Pollard 4th, Turka 5th, Lindquist 6th, Chen 7th, T-Sing 8th. You could say it as quickly as that. And like I said before, here is Mario Raz and Graham Hunt who have joined the party. It's a party of 10 here as they're going 3 wide into turn number 1, turn towards the end of the lap, and it's Williams who takes the inside line. But Cav does like that outside line at this moment in time, and Williams sweeps around the outside of him. Williams will lead into the final corner. Cav will go around the outside. Will he hold off Marku? It looks like he will. And they go on to lap number 10. Four wide. Almost 4 wide there. Mikey Pollard making it. Williams on the inside. I feel like I just need to be the spotter. Inside. But it's Mark who goes right round the outside to take the lead this time. Cav will get the run on Williams down into turn number 4. And Williams will try and hold it round the outside. Pollard is there. Turka is there. And it's Lindquist who's holding on to the back in 6th place. Little gap to T-Sing after that. Absolute fun here, and we'll go back to Mario Raz, who's just sitting in the order at this moment in time. He's managed to drag those cars to the lead group, and now just taking a little bit of break. We'll go on board with him. and see what can happen in front. We'll go on board with Turk as well. Look, everybody swept to the leader's side. Turk did not. Turk in 5th place, just taking a watching brief of this and thinking, when will all of this end? Will it end in tears for some of them? It may well do. Pollard up the inside of Dennis Cav for 3rd place. Mikey Pollard starting at the midway point to play his card. Doesn't quite get it off Cav, but he will have the outside through the right hander. This is starting to hold him up and let the top 2 get away. They'll need to start working together as Williams now looks to the outside of Marku, but them 2 working together, noticing they're fighting behind. Cav takes 3rd, Turk around the outside, Turk off the track there, so Pollard will probably take for 4th place ahead of Turk. Lindquist, T-Sing and Raz just taking watching briefs as Raz goes up the inside of T-Sing and will take that position. So Mario Raz up into 7th place, the biggest move at the moment. Graham Roy Hunt here at the back of this top 10 in up 8 places from the back of this grid right now. As Marku continues to lead, they come round the final part of the corners. Is that Mario Raz? Was that Mario Raz backwards in the background? I think it was. He was off the track and he's going to lose a lot of time and folds in just with Alex Ista at the back of this train, but slightly off the slipstream, so that's not going to help. Noel Gallego now trying to get himself back onto this pack that split away, and he is there. The slipstream is there, and he's going to be able to catch. There's a bit of a slowdown for T-Sing as well. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's going to help him out. T-Sing trying to take the slowdown now. Gallego probably going to go around the outside or up the inside of this corner. No, he doesn't. Plenty of room given, but the Argentine up into the top 10 now from 15th on the grid. It shows what kind of race we're having when Dima Sirkin down in 16th place. Guy Robinson's 15th. Surly 13th after that early collision. Don't know if there's any damage done there. But Turk takes the fastest lap. Cav goes for the lead. It's Dennis Cav to the lead of the race ahead of Jake Williams and Marku. Mikey Pollard still taking that watch and brief in 4th with Turk around the outside. Slipstream really keeping this group close together. It's a top group of about 8 at this moment in time. Hunt and Chen just holding on. T-Sing has dropped back into Gallego and Ista, and it's Cav on that outside line of turn number 6 is enjoying that outside line. He always seems to be there when battling with people. He's got to watch out for Jake Williams not making a mistake on the inside. Williams doesn't make a mistake, but Cav pulls across into the lead. Williams not tucking back in for the slipstream. We're currently 3 wide. Go on, Turka. You're going to make it 4. He's trying to, but he's actually working with Marku as well to try and push him through to the lead. And the top 4 here almost side by side. It's Marku who hits the brakes first into the corner. Turka trying to take 3rd place off Dennis Cav. He should have the momentum, but Cav keeps the momentum around the outside brilliantly on these corners and stays up in 3rd place. Turka still hanging around the outside. We'll keep an eye on the leaders as well as Williams goes to the outside. The Dennis Cav line. Turka and Cav are the next 2. Then it's Pollard and Lindquist. It's 2 by 2. It's Noah's Ark time here in Formula Ford, and it is Williams, Marku, Cav. Turka doesn't make a move, and Pollard goes right round the outside of Turka. What a move in the final corner there. That's difficult to pull off, but was given plenty of room, and it's hugged the inside line as for Snake runs across the line for lap number 15. Marku pushes himself to the front. Williams keeping his nose in there because he knows he's got the inside line almost touching. And Cav around the outside. That's Marku round. So that's Marku round in that turn number 4. What has happened there? We're going to go back to the front of the field first. I think it may have been an incident with Mikey Pollard, but we'll just find the crash here. Marku going around the outside. Williams takes the position. And then Pollard. Yes, Pollard locks up and just runs into Jarno Marku and puts him out of contention for this race. So now that split the pack a little bit, and Dennis Cav leads from Jake Williams. But then there's a second gap back to Ossie Turker, Chen, Pollard, Lindquist. Somehow, in all of that, Pollard and Lindquist didn't move any positions. Work that one out. But there'll definitely be a 4x there for Mikey Pollard. Now, can Jake Williams close down this gap? Can Ossie Turker come and drag this train of cars back into it? Frederick Surley's just made his way past Gallego, but Mario Raz is heading back down the order. Have a look what happened there. Here's Mario Raz as he goes up into the first corner. And does he just... Yeah, just loses the back end and runs into Gallego, who was having a good race up until then. There goes Marku past the two of them on his recovery drive, and he moves back up into 11th place behind Frederick Surley, who's on his recovery drive from the opening lap. But Williams wiggles out the corner that time by, doesn't try and give Cav any idea whether he can make the final corner. We actually have roughly 3 laps left of this race, and these top two seem to have got a bit of a lead on the group behind. It goes back to Lindquist, and then there's a 1.5 gap back to Ista, who is on his recovery drive from the opening lap. But Cav leads, Williams in second, Turker in third, Chen in fourth, Pollard in fifth, Hunt in sixth, Lindquist in seventh. There is no way your winner is not going to come from one of them at this moment in time, as it's Chen having to defend from Pollard. We saw that early in the race, and now they're back together again after that incident for Pollard with Jarno Marku. Williams keeping his cars close to his chest. He's not trying to make a move. He's trying to keep that gap so it's just him or Cav on the final lap. But there is a slipstream to Turker, who could be the flying Finn across the finish line here today. Jake Williams just disappears for a minute there. He will probably pop up again in a minute because it is connection based. Or is that it for Jake Williams? He's normally back by now. Dennis Cav leads, Turker in second, Pollard in third. Jake Williams is not returning to this race. What has happened to Jake Williams? Has the connection just given up? Yes, he's not coming back by the looks of things. He's fallen down to 16th, and the Welshman, the number 1 plate for this race, is not... And he's back. He is back. Well, that was a long time to be out of the connection for. And Williams looks to the inside, and that probably will spook the cars around him. But hopefully that is the end of that. But it has brought Turker back into the fight. So it's Cav, Williams, Turker. These three of the small gap back to Pollard, Chen, Hunt and Lindquist. They're going to try and work together. So if these three fight hard, they can race to the finish. There's no point in the next 4 looking after themselves. They need to work as a team. As we got the white flag this time by, it is the final lap, but there's a collision with Cav. And round goes Cav with Williams. Is that a connection issue from before? We're down to 7th place. Jake Williams is falling back again. And Ossie Turker now leads this motor race. Turker now leads from Pollard. Chen up currently 8 positions. 4th place. Graham Hunt is on the edge of the podium after coming up 14 positions. Lindquist in 5th. Ista up into 6th place. But who is going to win this motor race? It looks like Ossie Turker at the moment as Pollard tries to pull out and apply some pressure to the Finn. Will he be able to have a stab in the final corner? He's already made a stab at one Finn in this race. Can he do it again here? It looks like it's too far back, and it looks like the run might be too far back. It's going to be the flying Finn, but not the one we expected, as Ossie Turker is going to come across the stripe to win here at Navarra ahead of Mikey Pollard and Chen. Hunt up the most places from 18th, up 14 places from 18th to 4th. Lindquist comes home in 5th. seemed to be sitting fifth for most of the race. He's sat in sixth on his recovery drive. Brilliantly done there. We're just going to see who still has to come across the line. Dima Sirkin and Guy Robinson coming across the line now. And Stephen Strudwick will be the last of your finishers. Who is, where is he? There he is, coming across the line now for 16th place. Well, before we look at the result of that one, we are going to go back and have a look at what happened at the start of that final lap. And we will try and go on board with Dennis Cav. Here he goes. And it just looks like it might be a tag at the rear. Maybe we need to go on board with Jake Williams. Yeah, if anything, I think Cav may come back across. It might be that Cav comes back across. We'll have one more look from Pollard. Yeah, there goes Cav around and putting Pollard up into second place. Jake Williams literally disappeared on the final lap. Could be a disqualification for all we know. I expect not, though. It didn't seem to be a dirty race, but yeah. That is what happened here tonight. Your race results here at Formula Ford at Navarra. Aussie Turker takes a win by 0.165 of a second from Mikey Pollard. The Brit getting another podium this season. Shen worked their way up from 8th to 3rd and only half a second off the lead at the end. Graham Hunt with the biggest mover from 18th to 4th. Philip Lindquist rounded out your top 5 ahead of the recovering Alexander Ister, who could have even made a podium after that first lap incident. On a circuit you wouldn't expect that due to the slipstream effect. Then it was Ryan Teesing in 7th, Dennis Cav finishing down in 8th after that final lap incident, Frederick Surley for Filmbil in 9th, and Jarno Marku finishes down in 10th after his incident with Mikey Pollard. Mario Raz is in 11th ahead of Gallego, Moreno and Sirkin. Robinson rounding out your top 15 ahead of Stephen Strudwick, Jake Williams, who disappeared on the final lap, Marcomini and Nido Braun, who didn't manage to make the start due to connection issues. But what a race that was around Navarra circuit. Absolute excitement all the way. It built from a crescendo of 10. Then it was down to 5. Then it was down to 1 as Aussie Turker took the victory here around the Slipstream circuit of Navarra. Next week, we head to the home of British Motorsport, the Silverstone circuit on the international layout. And I hope you can join us at the same time next week for some great racing around the home of British Motorsport. Wow.